hope wherever you're watching from that you're well. It's been a good weekend, a hot weekend here. I'm on the east coast of Australia for anyone who doesn't know that, and it's been up to around 34 degrees. So it's not, that's Celsius of course, and that's not crazy hot. It's actually kind of nice for this time of year, but it's been very humid. We had a big storm last night, which apparently we had a big storm. My kids told me we had a big storm, but I slept right through the whole thing. So apparently that happened, and they even videoed it and showed me this morning, so I know it happened. And then tonight there's a possibility of another one. So it's, yeah, that time of year, we're coming into storm season, and it's a week before Christmas, and that's kind of what we expected the weather around here. So I'm just going to double check that everyone can see me okay. And how is the sound? Is everyone okay with the sound? Let's see how we go. Oh, what a crazy old year it's been, hey? I don't know about you, but it's been the longest year ever and the fastest year ever, all at the same time, and I don't even know how that happens. So anyone else feel, yeah, thank you guys, I'm glad to hear it's good. I'll answer specific questions if I see them, so if you have one, just ask. It's just nice to have everyone here. So I'm just going straight to my channel. Okay, I did talk on Friday night on my Facebook Live a little bit about a couple of things I'm planning to do differently. I'm planning to use a program that allows me to stream to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm just working out a few sound issues with that. Now what that means, someone did say the other night, that means no difference for you. Kind of not. But one thing I might do different is I may only do one card over on my Facebook page, as I've been doing, and then continue on and do the second card in my Facebook VIP group. So that is a slight change. That's my plan, to do that in the new year. So if you're not part of my VIP group, if you're in Australia and you're a customer of mine or a team member, or you'd like to be a customer, then I would love to have you in my VIP group, and you're very welcome to do that. It's called, let me just give you the exact words so you can find it if you're looking for it. It's Linda Dolke Private Stampin' VIP group. That's what it is. Okay, so if you go looking for Linda Dolke's, that's apostrophe S, Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP group, you will find me, and you just got to request to join, answer the joining questions, and I will let you in. So there you go, all good. So you just need to be in Australia, and that way when I do giveaways and things like that, I'm not restricted in any way. So that works really well. And that's where I do my giveaways, and where I do my extra little bit of getting to know people kind of stuff. So, you know, if you're looking for a community, that might be a great way for you to get a little deeper into the community of crafters that we have. Okay. I hope everyone is well. I'm going to do a couple of things tonight. I've been doing a series. I started it on Friday night, called Something Old and Something New. And why I'm calling it that is because right now we have a catalogue, a mini catalogue that's about to retire, and the things that are in there, many of them are discontinuing. So that means, but not everything. Some things are discontinuing, and I'm using them while I can and showing you what you can still get. And giving you details of that, and then showing you some brand new stuff of the new catalogue that's coming out on the 4th of January. So the old one finishes, the current mini finishes on the 3rd, and the new one comes out on the 4th. So it's kind of cool to look at them. On Friday night we did the Peaceful Deer, and I might just quickly show those to anyone who missed them. I won't go through and make them again, but I'll just quickly show you what we made. So let's get this camera switched around and see how we go. You might see what we're going to play with tonight, and you're thinking, oh, I know what that is. This is the Eden's Garden paper. I'm going to show that because it's not in a catalogue, but it is retiring. So the mini catalogue that's retiring is this one. So this one's saying goodbye, July to December 2021. It actually goes, it's not completely right because it actually goes until the 3rd of January. So don't panic if it's the 1st of January and you think, oh no, I've missed it. No, you haven't. It's still around until the 3rd of January. But as of after the 3rd, it's no longer a current catalogue. There are items that will continue over, or what we call carryover. But there are many items, for example, the candy canes, they're going for good. This is what we did on Friday night on Facebook. We did the Peaceful Deer bundle, which is this beautiful stamp set and the matching deer punch. You can see part of the punch here. I'm not sure why they do that, because it's nice to be able to see the whole thing, but you can see it down here, what it cuts out. It actually cuts out these 2 deers, which is a lot easier than cutting them out by hand. I've got to tell you, much, much better. But the bundle itself is retiring. Now, that's interesting because the stamp set and the punch are not. They're going to carry over. However, you won't get the bundle price because the bundle price is always a little bit off, 10% off. So that is going to finish. So if you love these, it's a good chance to get them, because we're actually also going to have a new stamp set that I used the other night. Oh, have I got that card handy? Let me have a very quick look. Yes, I do. Okay, so these are the 2 cards we did on Friday night, for anyone who didn't see them. We did this one because this is the cork paper that's going to be discontinued. And the stamp set and the punch, I just wanted to show those off because the bundle won't be around as a bundle. And then this one, see the deer again? This is a brand new stamp set, okay? A whole brand new one. And it's called Friends of the Forest. And I've used a new cloud punch with the new glitter paper. How could I not? It's just too pretty. And we made this card. So if you want to see me make these, you'll be able to go back over to Facebook, and they're on my public Facebook page, and you can watch that video and see exactly how they're made. Okay, it gives you a good look at some new things. All right, so that's just a little recap. Let me make sure that everyone can hear me all right again. Go back to the right place. I'll tell you what, I'm excited about the new catalogue coming. It's always exciting to have a new catalogue. Lots of fun. So we have this gorgeous Eden's Garden stuff. Hey everyone, I haven't called anyone out by name tonight yet, but hello everybody, rather than saying individual names, because I can see there's quite a few of you on, so it's nice to have some company tonight. I left the family eating their dinner. I served up a little bit late tonight, so so they're still at the table, I think, and I said, gotta go, got a video to do, and I've left them to clean up. I wonder how that's going to work. We'll see what happens there. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. All right, so the Eden's Garden collection is not, this whole collection is not actually in a catalogue, even though you can get it at the moment, okay? And the reason why is because it's what they call a special early release bundle. And what they brought out was the whole bundle, everything, okay, where you get the stamps, the dies, the paper, the cotton paper, and also the gems. How beautiful are the gems? Oh my gosh, love, love, love them. Soft succulent and cherry cobbler, although it's got a lot of green in it, so it doesn't really look all that red. It's got a red, when you turn it in the light, it has red, but it's not really, really red. And the same with this, the green, the soft succulent has blues and purples and really, really pretty colors in it. Here they are out of the pack. I've just got a few left on this sheet. I've gone through a few of these sheets because they're too beautiful. Okay, so those are going to go as of the 3rd. Okay, so just like as if they were disappearing out of the catalogue. So these are available from the 2nd of November to the 3rd of January, all of it. Okay, you can buy the whole lot, which is stamps, dies, papers, and gems. All of that together is $144. But what I was suggesting, because I know budgets are tight before Christmas, I get that, totally get it. The stamps and the dies are going to be in the new catalogue coming out on the 4th of January. So these, if you're watching your pennies, you don't have to worry about these right now, okay? You can just get the papers if you love them. Definitely I'm going to show it to you, the designer series paper with all the gold foiling, that's beautiful. This Ever Eden cotton paper is more like a thick tissue paper. I did a video on this, a YouTube video, and I also did a Instagram reel with it as well, where I crumpled up the paper and then cut out Christmas trees with it to give it a lot of texture. And you can go back and watch that one anytime. That's earlier in my, I think probably from a few weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago maybe. And then the Garden Gems that I just showed you a moment ago. So you can buy the whole lot, but if you're watching your pennies and you want these, but you don't want to spend the money on these right now, you can get these. These will not go into the new catalog, so you want to get those now. You can always get these later. Okay, so split it and spread it out, and that just is going to work better for you. So let's make something with this. I am going to show you a few things. I've made a lot of projects with this paper because it's just so pretty. And when you've got something that's really, really lovely, you want to use it, right? So this is most of a pack. I've gone through, I think this is my 3rd pack, and I've gone through a lot, but the other packs are all chopped up. So this one at least is still kind of intact for you to see it. Can you see? Actually, let me turn the lamp on next to my desk. That's a bit better. You can see this paper's got like a foil design in it. It's all sparkly. And then on the other side, this one reminds me of Braille. It's not actually Braille. I mean, of course, but that's what it reminds me of. And then this one's got your little gold fern leaves. And on the back is like a speckle. So there's 2 sheets of each, like usual. This one's got little gold leaves as well. And like a diagonal leaf pattern on the back, kind of cute. This one's harder to see. I don't know if you can just see the foil in it. If I move it, you know, it's a bit hard on the camera, but it's actually got little tiny foil dots in between. I actually really like this one. It's very delicate. I like that idea. This one is kind of just gold leaves that cover the whole lot. I would use this one maybe for a masculine card. This one you get away with that because it doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't really look like leaves unless you look up close. You just got that gold design. Be nice on a tie actually. And the back of that one is like a herringbone kind of a pattern. And this is one of my, I've got a couple of favorites in this pack. This is definitely one of them. When I started out when it came out at the beginning of November, I said this was my favorite. Well, I've got a couple others that are rivaling that now, but on the back it's kind of looks like a linen, kind of a linen pattern on the back. So there we go. So they're really, really lovely. Oh, you like the windmill? That's on the cover of the new catalog. So the new catalog, for anyone, oh, have I got it close by? I do have it close by. I can't show you the inside yet, but you can see the outside. This one. Is that the one you mean, Judy? The windmill that's on the front? And then these are papers. There's dies in there. They've actually shown quite a bit from that particular bundle on the front. And they've got the tulips to match and some blends. And this ribbon is white with like a check design in the evening evergreen, which is kind of interesting. So there's a few clues on the front there. And there's a bit of the paper there on the back too. Look at that. That's nice. So yeah, they've given us some very pretty things to work with going into the new catalog. Kind of springy, which is appropriate because it's springtime. It will be springtime then over in the US, so that kind of makes sense that they give us those, but it doesn't matter to me. And I like the fact that we've got poppies in this one because that kind of fits in if we wanted to use something along those. Well, they're not really poppies, they're tulips, but I reckon I can use some of that maybe with an Anzac Day theme maybe. So I'm going to have a think about that. We'll see. All right, so anyway, these are the papers from the Eden's Garden set. Let me pop them back in there. Like I said, I'm going to just show you a couple of things I've done with these. So this is just a little tiny bit of the paper, and I've used some of the dies, the die here, and also we've got this pattern here from the stamp set. Here's the stamp set. So these pieces, and the hello there is from there, and I've used a couple of the gems. The gems are interesting because you've got these shapes which are kind of like almost like a petal kind of, and then this one is just a little dot or a circle. These are probably easier to use, but these are still really, really pretty. And so here, like I put them randomly around, and it came together quite nicely. But I was originally at the beginning wondering what I was going to do with that shape of gem, but in the end I've managed to work it out. This is a scrapbook page that I made with a class at the beginning of the month. And all I did was I used some soft succulent 12 by 12 paper, and then I used a couple of photographs that I wanted to scrap. I've used, this is one of the dies down the side here. You can see it in this picture. Let me just sort of grab that. Oh, I've got a couple of those. Here we go. So it's this long thin die just here, that one there. There's 5 dies in the set. The biggest die, the big one, I've used it a couple of different ways. I've used it here, so this is the great big die, but I just used the end of it, so it's sort of coming out behind this photograph. That's just a different way to use it. If you wanted to use the whole thing, of course you can. I love the fact that here on this box, see, these are the craft gift boxes that are in the mini catalogue currently, and these are going to continue, these craft gift boxes. I love them. As you can see, they beautifully fit a card or a set of cards, which is really nice. But this gold piece here is actually that die which perfectly fits this box. So I thought that was a really nice thing. When I realized that I actually got pretty excited about that. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, it's a nice way to use them. And I've also used a couple of the stamps, well actually it's the same stamp just turned around, on the edge of this little tag, and I use them here and in the corners, and then just a strip of the paper. This is another one of the dies here, this little guy. So there you go. You get to see some of the things I've done with these. Now just here's a couple of things matching really, really well with this. This is the Evening Evergreen and the Soft Succulent Open Weave Ribbon. These go really, really nicely because of course they're the colors of the paper. So I usually keep these close by when I'm crafting with this paper because it's either one, you know, we might decide one looks better than the other. It kind of depends. If I'm going with the dark paper, then I would use the lighter ribbon. If I'm going with the lighter paper, I'll probably use the darker ribbon. So there we go. All right. So I'm thinking about starting with this piece here. Now this is actually to go on I've got a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and that is going to be my card base. So let's fold that in half and set that aside right at the beginning. Just have to remember where I put it. Pop it right there. All right, so this piece, I can have it going this way or I can have it going this way. I don't know. I think maybe the top. All right, so basically this is just a piece of basic cardstock, and I've put that die through just in the interest of time. I've done it before this session. And so then just taking that edge off means that now we have a nice little border, which looks really great actually. So I've also got, I mean, there's a number of different colors I could go with here. This has got a pale green background, but I think, I was looking earlier and I was thinking, I think this piece looks nicer. This is the one I was talking about before that's got the really little tiny dots in the background. And it's got an ombre pattern on the back, which is also really, really pretty. I don't think I showed you that one before. Did I? Oh yes, I think I forgot to show you the back, that was all. Right, so this piece has been measured so that it perfectly fits this. I'm just going to grab my seal. It's a new roll of seals, so I've just got to get it started. And usually they roll better at the beginning, which is nice. It's only when you get to the end of a roll they can sometimes be a little more finicky. All right, so let's pop this right here in the middle. Okay, I'm going to keep this one really, really simple. I just want, because the paper is so pretty and all these like delicate little designs are just so lovely, it's nice to keep it really, really simple. I've got some vellum. Vellum is always good. I've got a larger vellum circle and a smaller And I'm thinking actually, I've also got some cotton paper here. Will I go the dark or the light? I think I'm going to go the light. And I'm going to cut, here I've got a strip. I'm just going to cut it a little bit thinner. Make it about 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch. Oh, it helps if you use the cutting edge, not the scoring edge. And how long is this? This is about just over 12 centimeters long, or in inches, it is about 5 inches. Okay, and I just thought it would be really nice because this paper is so malleable or pliable, whatever you want to say. You can kind of fold it and treat it like ribbon, really. So that can be kind of nice. We can give a little bit of kind of pleat it. I thought that might be good. And when I do a pleat with something, I like to use, let me see if everyone's gone very, very quiet. I have someone called Bob Armstrong and it says Margaret Janowski. Hello, Margaret. How are you? I'm just going to pop a piece of tape. This is the tear and tape on the back of that, and that's just going to keep that in place, and then we can decide what we want to do with that. All right, so just for an accent, I'm sort of making this up as I go, as you guys know, this is what I usually do. And I do like the idea of having the vellum circle behind the white. I just think it softens everything quite nicely. So now, would you like to see something new? This is something else you could do if you wanted to. These are a brand new thing that I'm really liking from the new catalogue, and these are called Heart and Home doilies, and they come in Misty Moonlight. In the pack you get Misty Moonlight, Basic Grey, and Cinnamon Cider. Rather nice, aren't they? But if you don't like these colours, like obviously none of these colours, I mean, you could possibly get away with the grey, but none of them really suit me. So instead what I want to do is I want to turn them over, and I'm just going to use part of one. I like chopping up the doilies and using them in different ways. That means they also go further. And so what I could do here is have this little doily popping down here. You could put a whole doily behind if you wanted to. So like you could have this whole thing behind here. But I was thinking it might be nice for us to colour it. So shall we use part of a doily or shall we use a whole doily? What do you think? I'll let you guys choose tonight whether we go halves or whether we go with just a portion. If we go with just a portion, then I'm probably going to suggest we go like this, and we put our little bit of pleating across the bottom here and have that little bit poking out. But I'm going to colour this so it stands out more. Whole, says Anita. Part of, says Judy. You guys are going to have to fight it out, I think. Maybe I should toss a coin. Should I toss a coin? But Anita, you're first. Your answer came up on my screen first, which means we're going to go with the whole thing. So I'm actually going to grab this, and I'm going to grab one of my blending brushes, and I'm going to grab my Evening Evergreen. Sorry, Judy, you missed out tonight. And Jodie's saying whole as well. All right, so when you want to colour, I always turn them over, because even though we've got these 3 colours here, obviously if you're going to use the other side, you have limitless amounts of colour, or as many colours as we have, because you can make them any colour you like. So I'm just going to make sure I pick up plenty of ink on my brush. I'm going to hold it in one spot, and I'm just going to go over the edge. Now, if you don't want it too dark, just sort of move fairly quickly around. If you want it very dark, you'll go back over it in several spots. And look at the beautiful pattern this leaves behind as well, which I always like. I always like I can't help it, I've got to line it back up and make sure I make that pattern even more beautiful. Of course, I'm not going to do anything with it. Did anyone see the video I did where I did do the pattern? So hopefully you're seeing what I'm trying to do. I'm calling this something old, something new because I'm using both. I'm using some older stuff that's retiring, and I'm also using some brand new stuff that hasn't come out yet, and you'll be able to get it soon. Okay, so I think these doilies will be really popular, but they are from a set that's called Heart and Home, and it's just beautiful. All right, so let's see what this looks like now. So then if I put my, do we put the vellum piece still underneath? Or do we just put, and save that for another project, and just put the white? I don't know. What do you guys think? See how nice this looks when we put it on? Should I make it a little bit darker? Maybe just a little bit darker, I think, against that colour. All right, I'm going to line it up again. Not that, please, I don't know why. It's an OCD thing, I think, that makes me feel like I need to put it back in the same spot all the time. It really doesn't matter. You really don't have to do that. I just like looking at the patterns it makes when I'm done. That's a bit silly, isn't it? So yeah, this is a bit more coverage now, a bit more color, and I'm liking that. Isn't it nice? Isn't it beautiful? Did anyone see the card I did with this? This was the card I did, probably a week or two ago. And I just did lots of these where I sponged over it on, so this is crumb cake cardstock, and I sponged over it in Misty Moonlight just to create a funky background, and then added one of these with a vellum piece on it. Okay, just white, people are saying. All right, let's go just white. Let's do that. All right, so this is how this is going to look. It's nice. All right, so then I've got my circles. So this piece just comes out from behind. It looks very, very pretty. I am deciding which sentiment to use. I've got maybe sending hugs, because I think we could all use some hugs right now. Yeah, does anyone feel the same? Like, hugs have been sorely missing in my life lately. So, you know, that's just how that is with silly old COVID-19. All right, so let's put this here. Now, just making sure when I ink this up, I want to make sure that I haven't picked up any extra ink around the edges, because I don't want to transfer that where I don't want it. Now, if I'm going to use my pleated bit, yep, I'm going to use my pleated bit, then I would like that to be above that. So I'm not going to put it completely in the middle. I'm putting it up just a little bit higher. I'm just thinking I could hear a noise, and I've worked out what it was. The cat is snoring underneath the craft desk. That's what it is. Thankfully, he's not he's not right where I'm sitting, but he's on the other side of the room. If he was any closer, I'm sure you'd be able to hear him. He's a funny cat. All right, so now the question is, do we do the pleats? Do we go with those? Or do we just want to have the circle by itself? All right, so this is coming together quite nicely. And also we need to have some ribbon, of course. Because I've got all soft succulent here, I'm actually thinking that the Evening Evergreen ribbon will be the better choice this time, because it's going to stand out more. This one. See, they're both beautiful, but this one's going to get lost a little bit, whereas the Evening Evergreen is going to stand out. See that? We want the pleats. Okay, pleats it is. Something just a little bit different. It's easy to do something, easy to do pleats. With that cotton paper, because it's so soft. If you tried to do pleats in other paper, it can be done, like designer series paper, but it works better with something like the cotton paper because it's soft, like almost like a fabric. Not quite, but almost. It's good for creating texture. Okay. And I'm deciding whether to put this flat or whether I'm going to pop it on dimensionals, and I think I'm going to put it flat. So I'm just going to take off the... If I wanted on dimensionals, I could put dimensionals on the back without ever taking the back of this tear and tape, but I am going to just peel that off. See what I mean about it being really soft? Oop. Put it up just a little bit too high. Oh well, doesn't matter. And then on the back of this, I am going to put a couple of dimensionals. 1, 2, and 3. Now I could use the leaves here from the dies, but I'm thinking we might do something else new, something else that some of you saw on Friday night if you were watching. All right, so this is going to go on here. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this piece on. I'm going to use Tombow liquid glue for this, which is a great way to attach most things. All right. And then this piece here, of course, that's going to be on dimensionals as well. Just don't ignore the blue because no one's going to see that. I'm going to go slightly lower down than half. All right, and then I'm going to use, where is it? Making sure I know where it is. We used this the other night. This is the new Bow Punch, B-O-U-G-H. As soon as I saw this, I wanted it immediately because I love a good leaf punch. We had one a couple of years ago that I used almost to death. This one I think is going to be used in a similar way. I'm going to do 2 of these. So I'm just using gold foil paper for this. Oh, okay, so let's see. I don't know whether we're going to use all of these or not, but I'm just going to see how it looks. What do we think? Do we like this? And then, of course, we need our beautiful ribbon. So if you're a green person, or even if you're not, but particularly if you are, you're going to love this paper, okay? It is beautiful. But I have also found it quite useful for Christmas, okay? I've used it a bit for Christmas cards, made some very nice Christmas cards with it, even though it's not a Christmas set, but it did look really lovely. Now, what do we think? Just get this ribbon to sit properly. That'd be great. A glue dot to attach the ribbon. Like the gold accent, Anita? Okay, then I will keep it because you like it. Huh, guess what? All gone. No more glue dots in that roll. So it looks like I better pull out another roll. Okay. So to attach, if anyone doesn't know this, this is the best way to use glue dots. And if you use them this way, you will love them. Okay, you find a glue dot. Oh, there's one left on this roll. Can you believe it? You put your item that you want to stick onto the glue dot and then push it really, really hard so it sticks onto the piece of paper there. And then you take off the whole thing and the glue dot will come too. Just take it off carefully. And then putting that there at the bottom. Thinking I might actually move it up slightly. You've got to be very careful with the cotton paper because it can tear if you are not careful, so you just have to be careful with it. We haven't put these on yet. You need glue dots for that. Good thing I've got a new packet, hey? Brand new packet. Look at that. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. Is that better? Sometimes I forget I'm supposed to try and keep my card. I'm trying to remember to do this sort of in the middle here where my crisscross of my grid paper is. If I do that, it's always going to be in the right place for you guys to see properly. Now I've got a new roll of glue dots. For anyone who doesn't know, sometime earlier this year, I don't know exactly when, they started putting the glue dots on the other side of the roll. So they're no longer on the outside, now they're on the inside. And I have to tell you, as a big glue dot user, it took me a bit of getting used to. I'm going to pop that underneath there because I don't want too much leaf sticking out. I just want a little bit. I just want an accent, not a feature, if that makes sense. All right, and I might pop this one under here. And then this little guy. So what did everyone do for their Sunday? Thanks for reminding me of that, Jody. I'm often forgetting that I get all involved in what I'm doing and I forget to have the card where everyone can see it. So thank you. And then we're going to pop this here like this. So there we go. Something old. The paper is going. Oh, we haven't put the gems on. Now the question is, are we going to put the little circular ones or are we going to put some of these guys? And if we're going to put these guys, oh, it's a tough decision. What do you think, guys? Petals or little dots? Friends for lunch. I don't know. I don't know where to put this one. You know what? I am not sure about those. Don't know if they're the right shape because I've got a circular design kind of going on. Maybe I'm better off having circles. I usually find if I have a particular theme, like this one has a bit of a circular theme, then you're better off sticking with embellishments of the same shape. Just makes it work better. Yeah, I think the dots worked better in this case. Although, there you go, Susan and Judy said petals and I had already moved on and done dots. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's clever, wrapping presents. Is that what you did? And Judy had friends for lunch. That's nice to hear what everyone's did. I watched The Incredibles, as in the animated movie, for about the 50th time. Edna mode, for anyone who knows the Incredibles movie. Edna is my favorite character. I just love her. But having said that, I then spent the rest of the afternoon making cards, and there's a reason I'm telling you this. I do love the petals, but sometimes they just don't feel quite right for my card, but I love them. And like, you know, like that other card I showed you before, they can work really well. Like they work well because they're elongated, and I've got one poking out from behind here and one here and one here. So yeah, they can work. There we go. Card complete. Right, something a little different. And I'm left with this lovely design here on my page that I like to look at. All right. So the other thing I thought I would show you today, once again, we're going to look at something new. I have been busy making cards. This is what I was doing today. I've been making cards to send out with my catalogue mail out, which is most of it. Some is already gone, but most of it is in the mail tomorrow. And I'm hoping that's the last of it tomorrow. So I made a whole bunch of cards. You can see I've made lots already. See them all here? Lots and lots and lots. There's these cute little ladybug ones. And some of the ladybugs have black spots, which is probably more correct, and some of them have white spots. I like the look of the white spots ones, but ladybugs actually have black spots, so these ones are probably actually more David Attenborough perfect. But those are going in the mail, and then there's also some of these, and I thought I'd show you tonight how I made these and what I made them with. then some of you have seen this one that I had done before, and I've also sent some of these out already. But there are a few of the designs that I've got going, and then there's also this one that I've got right here, which I've only made one of these. So I'm going to make a couple more, but I thought I would do another one right now. For these cards, for anyone who doesn't know, basic white cardstock, not the thick stuff, but just the normal cardstock that comes in the packs of 40, that is currently unavailable here in Australia, and I actually ran out completely. And I can manage with other cardstock, but I do miss basic white when I don't have it. So I've been using my note cards and envelopes to make all these cards, and these are closer. This is closer to a thick basic white weight anyway. So if anyone's wondering what kind of weight these are, they are thicker than your basic white cardstock. But guess what? I went out with some friends for lunch on Thursday, and one of my friends had heard me say that in a video, and she gave me 2 packs of basic white cardstock as a Christmas gift, which I'm eternally grateful for, because now I have plenty to see me through until stock comes back in. So let's have a little play with these. I'm going to recreate this one, and I'm going to recreate the other one. I might do the other one first because that has something that I really want to show you, which is one of my something new things. And that is some beautiful, beautiful paper that is coming in the new catalogue. Now what is this paper called? It is called the Symbols of Fortune 12 by 12 paper, and it's got, you've got your crane, your Asian crane, and the paper's on the back. I love this print. Isn't that beautiful? I'd like a dress in that print. I think that's just gorgeous. Beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So these are all, actually I just think I've turned this upside down, possibly, but they're all beautiful, like little, it reminds me of like Japanese paper designs, that kind of thing, but it's just beautiful. So one side you've got the beautiful gold foiling, and then the other side you've got these gorgeous designs. So this one's got your clouds and some cranes flying, and on the back we've got this beautiful branch. There's 2 of everything, of course. Some bamboo here, and beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Love, 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 love it. Okay, so the one that I've been playing around with today, let me find it. I think I missed a couple of sheets that you didn't see. So this is the one I've been playing with. This one is, I love this. This is just beautiful with this beautiful gold design. And on the back, it's got these beautiful calypso coral flowers. Just beautiful. 2 sheets of that. This is lovely. It's look like linen too. It's so pretty, the finish on it. So nice. So there you go. They're what I've been playing around with. So I'm going to cut the paper. Remove this. So very, very simple little cards, and there's a new stamp set that I've used as well. So I've got strips of paper on here that are half an inch. This is in inches. Half an inch wide, these strips, and one piece is just under 4 7/8 of an inch long, because the card is 5, so I want it just a little bit shorter than the card. That's correct. And then this piece here, the other side, is, what did I work out that was? I think it was 3.5 or something like that. Thereabouts. That'll do. 3.5. That's inches. Okay, so under here I've got my piece of paper. These pieces of paper are going to go down the side. 1 and 2 like this. But also, I'm also going to do a little bit of stamping. So I started out by putting this piece, the piece with the gold splatters, I put that down first. So let me just run a piece of seal behind that, and let's just line that up to the side there. just like that. Now this piece is going to go here, but I want to stamp first before I do that. And for this, I'm using a brand new stamp. So I love this one. This is just so pretty. I've done some really nice cards with it already. Here's another card I made that's just stamping and a ribbon. That's it. And it's that stamp there. Isn't that beautiful? Love, love, love that. So simple. But this flower here is gorgeous, and that's the one that I've used on my card. And I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to use Calypso Coral because that's what's in the paper here. So that's this color. So this is the card that I'm making, this one. All right, so you can see what it looks like, or what it's meant to look like. Now, before I stamp my flower, I'm actually going to stamp my sentiment first. And the sentiment says just a note. It's this one right here. Okay, very simple. And that is in basic grey card ink. So basic grey is one of the colors that features, actually I'm not sure if it's basic grey or smoky slate in the paper, but this goes really nicely anyway. And of course basic grey is also in the doilies, which you can see I've already got one here chopped up. So these are actually some leftovers from my crafting session today when I was making these. Oops, I managed to overstamp. Oh well, that's how it works sometimes. I didn't check my stamp. I didn't do what I tell people to do. So just don't listen. Just listen to what I say, but don't try and do the things the way I do them, because sometimes I don't do it right. But isn't it beautiful? It's got that lovely oriental feel to it. You are correct. You are correct, Judy. It's gorgeous. All right. You had a busy day and you're falling asleep, Margaret. I am so sorry. All right. So this piece here, this is the piece of, let me grab it for you so you can see. I've got this coming out from underneath here. So I actually need to stick this piece on first before I stick this strip down. So because I've done so many of these, I know where it needs to go, and it's about there, kind of there. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of, just dropped my trimmer, my apologies. Whoops. Oh well, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, and then this piece here, I'm going to put down some seal on the other side. So simple. Aren't these easy? And I'm just going to, I'm going to put this a little bit lower. Oh no, I'm not, because the doily's in. Maybe I should for this one put a little bit lower, because then I would cover up this piece. Let's do that. We cover up our mistakes. That's what we do. Just means it's slightly different, this one. No one's going to care. If anyone gets this one, they'll identify straight away which one that is. All right, so it's a little bit of a different thing. I've gone over that there. And the other thing I would do is, if I've got any other marks, is that's where you pop an embellishment on. So a little dot there. Or, you know, some of them, I had another one that if I used a big one, it's because I'm hiding something. That's what I do. If I use a little one, you know it was perfect and nothing needed to be hid. So there you go. You know all my secrets, guys. Oh, Judy, it's just beautiful, all this stuff. I love it all. It's so nice. So what I tend to do is I put little embellishments wherever things don't look quite right. And I could use, on the very first one of these, I also put a little bit of twine. That looked really nice as well. But because I'm making 80 of them, I decided to dispense with the twine. So that's why. Now, the other card that I showed you a moment ago, let me just pop this away. Get things out of the way so I don't stick my fingers and who knows what else in them. And I'm actually going to take this away as well. And the other card is this one. So I've used the same stamp, and then I actually used my cinnamon cider doily, and I used a little bit of twine, and this time I stamped on a piece of white and then cut it out with the Everyday Label Punch. Now the Everyday Label Punch, don't panic, it's not going. It's in the annual catalogue, so it's going to be around for a little bit longer. I'm just going to clean my stamp. This time I'm stamping in Bumblebee, that's this yellow. Did one of those cards have ink at the top? Possibly, maybe. Did I, as in ink that shouldn't have been there? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. But if I did put ink on it, That's why embellishments are so good, Jody. If you put embellishments, they hide a multitude of sins. That's what they do. And we love that. All right, so just getting this. My stamp cleaner needs a good clean. Guess what I'm doing after this? I'm cleaning my stamp cleaner. It's got, look at that. That's terrible. Goodness me. All right, let's get some ink on this and hide that. I knew it needed a clean, but I didn't realize how bad it was. All right. So this time what I did was I started in the corner facing towards the other corner. So it goes up this way. And then I wanted a little bit more kind of going over the edge. So I've got kind of a diagonal line here with my flowers. And then down the bottom like this, just like that. And then we're going to get a piece of white. Got a scrap here. And I'm thinking I'm going to do this in, what do you think, guys? For this one I used Misty Moonlight for my writing, Cinnamon Cider for my doily, and then Bumblebee. If I stay with the Bumblebee for this, so we've just done the Bumblebee, should I go Cinnamon Cider for my words, or should I do like I did here and go Misty Moonlight for my words? What do you guys think? I've got both of them close by, so either looks fine. Anyone have a, I know it is sending a card instead of a text. Isn't that nice? It's a really nice stamp. And I like a nice stamp that says something meaningful like that. And I'm looking now for my everyday label punch. If we can't find the everyday label punch, we'll be using a different punch, but that's okay. Cinnamon, guys. Okay, cinnamon it is. That's what we're going to do. My everyday label punch has taken a walk. So let's see if this fits on the double oval punch, which has got the larger one of these has like a scalloped edge. So let's see if that fits. And we'll use the cinnamon cider. I'm going to close this up. And I don't know if this is going to fit or not. If it doesn't, we'll be cutting it out with something else. That's okay. I'm about to find out. Just going to pop this here. Cinnamon cider ink. Making sure that I've got no, I remembered to do it this time. I don't want to mess it up. Let me find. Sending a card instead of a text. Now, will this fit? Oh, just look at that. It fits, but oh so close. It might be too close, maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think that's too close? Now, because I've also got, what else have I got? I've also got, I'm going to do that again. It doesn't seem to be the right shape. The doilies are available to purchase. If you're a demonstrator, then yes, you can get them now, but they'll be available for customers on the 4th of January. Okay, so, and I believe, I should check, but I think they're really very cheap. I think they're like $8.75 for a pack. That's in Australia. So that's Australian dollars. And if you're somewhere else and you're asking that question, they'll be even cheaper. Unless you're in New Zealand. Sorry, New Zealand girls. Let me quickly look up the price of those. Here they are. Yep, $8.75 Australian for a pack of 30 doilies, 10 of each colour. 10 of the grey, 10 of the cinnamon, and 10 of the Misty Moonlight. All right, I'm going to try this again. I just think that that wasn't the right shape. So I'm going to use my cinnamon cider again. Grab my grab my paper again. I'm just going to use this piece here. The other one was a bit crumpled. And I'm going to try, this is the tailored tag, I think it is, punch. This is better. This is a better shape. And it fits better. See that there? So Everyday Label was my first choice, but seeing as that doesn't seem to be, obviously I've used it and not put it back where it should go. That's what happens. I've only got myself to blame. All right, let me grab this here. So this is going to go here. Now, because we've got this shape, I'm sort of leaning towards maybe inking the edge. And I'm thinking, instead of inking in the cinnamon cider, I might ink in the bumblebee. Oh, should I? Bumblebee or cinnamon cider around the edge, guys? What do you think? They are really nice, Susan. Really, really lovely. And I've actually got 2 packs of them already because I know I'm going to be using them a lot. So did we decide whether we wanted to edge in the yellow, the bumblebee, or edge in the cinnamon? What do people think? Bumblebee. Thanks, Jody. That's what we'll do. And Anita said that too. So there you go. All right. So zip around this edge with the dauber. So these are really simple little cards, and the reason I've been doing these is when you're making so many, you want to keep them pretty simple, like pretty simple, quick production line, really. All right, so I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals, and I'm going to grab, here they are here, and I'm only going to use 2, and I'm going to sort of put them in a little bit from the edge because I want to have room to slide my bit of doily underneath. Okay, so let's pop this here. Just like that. Try and flatten this down again so it doesn't, so it sits flatter. That's better. And I've got one of the cinnamon dollies here, and they're super easy to cut. You just grab your trimmer. You could, I suppose, do it with scissors, but if you want a nice straight edge, I would grab my trimmer and just sort of take the edge off it like that. Also, if you're using the doilies like this, obviously they're going to go a lot further, right? So that makes them kind of cool as well. Now, I'm thinking that might actually be a little bit too much showing. I'm thinking maybe going slightly thinner. Oh, put the trimmer up the right way. And I'm just going to take a bit more off. Not much, about another, oh, I don't know, not even half a centimetre. Like just a few millimetres. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Like that. So let's add a little bit of seal to the back of that. Slide it up there. And if you wanted to, like, I don't know if you noticed, but on here I had it so it stuck out more one end than the other. This is symmetrical. I could go further out on one side because if I'm going to put a bit of a bow here on one side, then it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. This time I think I will go symmetrical. It seems to go better because we've got this dip here. So push that down. There we go. Now, I need a bit of linen twine. You could also use gold twine, which we also have, although I'm quite a fan of linen twine. So this is not new. This is an older thing that we're using here. But linen twine is one of those things, because the linen twine goes with everything, and it looks so good, like knotted around things or wrapped around or whatever. You don't have to tie bows with it all the time. Great on masculine cards. Love linen twine, and because it goes with everything, I always make sure I have it in my collection. If I start to get low, I get a little bit, you know, twitchy, so I need to always make sure I have it in my collection. So I'm just going to pop this on with a glue dot. Oh, you can't see the card again. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you. You need to be, you know, maybe I need to have, you know, sit on my ear and scream at me every time I don't put lids on ink pads or, oh dear. I get all involved in what I'm doing and forget that you guys are watching, actually. Sorry about that. Right, so cute, but there's still something missing, and I believe it is embellishments. I don't know if you see on this one, I added some little embellishments, and the embellishments that I'm adding, if I can find them, these are these. They are absolutely scrumptious, and if you're looking for good embellishments, these are my new favorite thing in the new catalog. Okay, so these are coming on the 4th of January, and they are the Iridescent Gems, I think. Hang on, I don't know. The Iridescent Rhinestones, that's what they are. So large, medium, and small. So let's go one of each. Let's put a large one down here, a medium one kind of just above here, and a little tiny one up the top. And you know what's so cool about these? They are all colors, okay? All the colors. You've got pinks, oranges, greens, purples, blues. Absolutely beautiful. Look good on pretty much everything. They're kind of like our good old rhinestones, basic rhinestones, but like on steroids. So they're amped up rhinestones. That's what I'm calling them. And there we go. So there you go, a couple of different little cards, very similar, but I used a different punch on this one. And these are going out with catalogs. So if you are getting catalogs from me, you will see these cards or a similar little gift card, note card kind of a thing in your package. And what I'm doing with them, I'm sending them out blank. Okay, I'm not writing on them all. That would take a long time. But not only that, I would like you to get the catalogs before it goes live. So I'm not writing on them. Instead, I'm putting a little note in, a little printed note that says that you can use them yourself. You can use them to send to somebody, send it to a friend, make use of the card. Okay, so it's for you to make use of. That's what I'm doing. So there you go. You got to see me make a couple of my little cards tonight. They're the ones, there's 2 of the 4 different designs that are going out. Okay, so there we go. You know what? I do have Zoom. Funny you should mention that. It's almost like you must have known something, Jenny. One of my plans next year, I'm not exactly sure if this is starting at the very beginning of the year or not, but one of my plans is I'm doing a Zoom launch. That is happening on the 22nd of January, and anyone that would like to is able to attend. There is a charge because I'm going to send you the make and take items in the post. So I need to know who's coming to the Zoom launch by, I haven't put a date on that. I need to. Probably the end of the first week of January. I need to have those in so that I can send out the make and takes. Okay. And that will be a Saturday event. It's the 22nd, and we're just going to go on Zoom together, make up the bits and pieces that I've sent out, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so it's a catalog launch by Zoom. I'm doing in-person ones, but those are already full. Okay, so I've got one on the Saturday the 15th, and I've got another group who asked specifically if I would do one for them. So those 2 groups are full. I'm only taking 5 people at a time because of our current situation. I just want to keep it nice and safe. And then the 22nd will be the Zoom one, and we can have as many people on that one as we like. Now, I am also looking at doing Zooms throughout the year for people who are ordering with me and doing a Zoom, like a free event for them. Okay, won't be in January, but look out for those. The other thing is anyone who orders with me here in December is going to get a book of vouchers from me. So if you need to know more about that, all the details of that are in my VIP group. So there you go. So I'm hoping that you're going to have a great week ahead. I really, really hope that you have a fabulous Christmas if I don't see you in the meantime. I'm not going to go live next Friday night, but if I'm organized, I'm going to schedule a video to go live at the same time, but I'm not going to actually be there to do it because that's Friday night and it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to have the night off. So there we go. All right, hope everyone is well. Have a fantastic week. I hope that you get all your Christmas shopping done and it's not stressful or not too stressful. See you soon, guys. Have a great week. Bye.